take them out, and oh, okay. If you can get there before they go up, it's obviously a lot better because they don't have their full armor at that point. But it's not going to matter at this point, I don't think, very much. 4 griffins and 2 heroes left. And his bats are for some reason staying in his base. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what Golden Sun is doing. I think he could have ended the game right there. But anyways.
We're under attack.
Again, Bloodlust. It's helpful, especially if you've started off with walkers. They're not very great versus mass air, just because Spirit Link's not as effective versus mass air. And because their magic damage isn't so effective versus mass air. Whereas Bloodlust really does make those Verns do that much more damage, make them that much more viable, and makes your Blade Master that much more viable. So pretty good combo, and pretty good strategy on his part. This is another strategy, though, that I don't think would work very well on Echo Isles. Again, it doesn't sustain, creep-wise, the amount of experience you need to be able to get these heroes to these levels, and it doesn't have enough expansions that you can get the expansion advantage. This same game on Echo Isle, even assuming equal hero levels, Golden Sun only gets 1 expansion. He still loses that last fight. He doesn't have 1,000 gold to rebuild as fast. He basically loses the game. So again, he wanted to upkeep there and then canceled the high upkeep, which was a very intelligent decision on his part, I think. Blade Master just going around making sure that Chuchibus hasn't snuck an expansion in. He's holding the center fountain. Why not? Even though the only thing with mana in Chuchibus's army are his heroes, you still want to be the one controlling the fountain. It doesn't matter what it is, health or mana. It's a good place to meet up after fights. It's a good place to be before fights. I don't know if you guys watched, I played a game, I posted on WCR, the member section, versus the hacker guy, George Murison, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And one of the big things that differentiated us in the game, because I didn't really gain any significant advantage over him and chose to fight, probably at a disadvantage army-wise. The reason I won that fight, he's probably going to listen to this audio, the reason I won that fight is because I'd crept out the mana fountain before him. So even though he'd crept, I think, the top upper gold mine. So even though creep experience-wise we had the same experience, my walkers and my heroes were in full mana when I fought him, which makes a really huge difference, very noticeable difference, in even food army fights and in mirror especially. So anyways, Golden Sun creeping. I don't know, I guess for level 5 Blade Master and level 4 Shadow Hunter. Again, he can end this game at any time. I honestly believe. There's only 2 guard towers with the expansion. Whatever. He's got his 3rd expansion up now, because his main mine has run out, so his 3rd expansion has gone up. So he still has 3 gold mines. Again, the Bloodlust on the bats is sort of a waste. But he's got a few Bloodlusted bats. Yeah, I guess it gives them faster movement speed, so maybe they're that much more effective at catching up to the Dragonhawk Riders and stuff, but not entirely necessary on his part. You'll see, even that level... Oh, that's a level 3 bolt there. That Blade Master dies pretty quickly to those bolts. And he's forced to use the invulnerability potion, so a little careless on his part, but regardless. My phone is ringing, so I'm going to pause the game after this anyways, but... Mass unstable concoctions go off. He focuses down heroes, which is probably the only way he's going to win this fight, but Golden Sun had enough invulnerability potions to survive, and Chuchibus leaves the game. So I'm going to pause the audio, get the next game uploaded at the... Sorry for that, guys. Phone driving me crazy. That was the end of that game, so we won't need to resync too much. Get game... I think this is game 4, uploaded, 1 minute mark, 1x speed, Fog of War off, my point of view. It's a ladder game between me and Fox Queen, who I think is Heebstar, I'm not sure. Very good human player. Definitely better than me. Both this game and the next game are going to be versus him. He plays with some ridiculously 300 ping or something like that. He's playing out of China, I believe. So that's obviously a huge advantage to my part. But he's still a very strong player. Obviously, he might still be rank 1, but he was rank 1 for a very long time. Very strong player. And the strategy he does is the same in both maps. So this is Twisted Meadows. he's going to be going Mountain King, same thing, so I hope you're not getting too bored of it. This is obviously a much more difficult map to execute this strategy on, just because the gold mine, the gold mines aren't as easy to creep. They're further from your base. Even the natural one to the left of his base, if you're looking now, is further away from his base. And it's also close to my base if he chooses to expand there, so he's not going to. He's going to choose to expand at the top right gold mine, which is far from his base, obviously. And also because it's very, very difficult to get level 2 right away. It's going to force him to power creep, which is, you're going to see his altar is already finished and his Mountain King is building. It's because he speed built it, and he's going to go for the rock golem camp, which is good. I mean, you can get a ton of experience there and some very good items, so in that respect it's pretty good, I guess. It's not like this is a bad strategy for this map. I think Sky just did it first fly in the NGTV All-Star games on Twisted Meadows. You should check that out as well, actually, because Fly won that game. But regardless, that's enough talk. Let's get this unpaused in 3, 2, 1, unpause. My point of view, again, this is my pretty standard human base build. I've definitely gone over it more than once with you guys. I don't think I've ever been tower rushed by Heapstar or Fox Queen, so I'm not, terrified of it. In fact, I'm probably guessing he's going to do the Mountain King strategy at this point before I even play him. But again, doesn't hurt to have a good base build. My scout, luckily enough, goes right to his base. I send my peon next to the altar. Again, in the past you could just assume it was an archmage coming out of there. Now you can't. I'm pretty certain as well that he's going to be power creeping. No, in fact, I know he is because I can see how late his Rax was, and etc. See the Mountain King. Here we go. It's always great to be able to path block these peasants coming out of here. Just delays his creeping that much. I'm doing a terrible job of it. There we go. That's a little better. The longer you can delay the peasants getting there, the longer the 2 or 3 of them take damage from the golem, which is what you want. I get one of them ensnared, so pretty well done on my part, at least. Obviously, I'm going to send my hero right there instead of creeping, because I know there's going to be weak peasants by the time he's done creeping that. My initial plan was going to be to build a voodoo lounge between our bases with this scout peon, but you'll notice he actually sends one footman to chase it, and the footman's just slightly faster than the peon. And that's a very, I hate to tell human players this, I hate to tell about human players, but if you're a human player, very good move on your part. You really don't need that one extra footman to creep with, but it's going to be very useful in stopping. See, I'm trying to build a shop, and the footman, I didn't even realize the footman was chasing it. So very strong on his part. I could have gotten some peasant kills here, and even at the moment, I don't know what the better call would have been. I try to path block the Mountain King. You'll see I'm controlling the grunt while I'm right-clicking the hero with my Blade Master.
Our town is under attack.
It has its advantage in that, yeah, I force support, and I also force him obviously to build an early an early shop to heal, because there's no way to heal on this map without it. But I didn't realize that he had chased me with the with that footman, so I'm forced to build a later voodoo lounge, which means I can't heal for a bit. It's okay though, because I'm just going to creep with the grunts while my Blade Master gets the boots. But looking at his base, Rune Bracers was his drop, so he's going to sell that right away. Whenever you get that drop versus Orc, sell it. It's utterly useless versus Orc. Really. I have forced him to build this shop, and he's speed building it, so he's not mining wood, so that's good. It's also costing him more than it would because he's speed building it. And obviously, I mean, his expansion was never going to go up as quickly as it would on Echo Isle, so it's delayed enough in that respect, so that's also to my advantage. I'm already about halfway through my tech. And he's healing. So creeping, obviously good for me. I want my level 2, hugely to my advantage to have critical strike and the extra armor, extra agility, and extra mana for more windwalks.
Work complete.
I think this, yeah, I'm sending out a scout peon. You can see him. I think I just want to know where he's going to expand. I mean, I'm already pretty certain. I mean, you know he's going to expand with Mountain King. I knew that in my head already. I just wanted to know where, and I was pretty certain it was going to be top right regardless, because it's much harder for me to harass him there. So that's good on my part. Heading straight to that expansion. I mean, I don't know if he's crapped it out already. if the expansion's going up. I really had